Hey everybody, thank you for watching Infinite Realms. Today we're going to take a look at, yes, the G.I. Joe classified Alley Viper. Now, this is the fourth shot at Hasbro to really impress me with this line. Let's check the score. Now, with Beachhead, wasn't so impressed. With Rock and Roll, again, liked it, but wasn't too impressed. Destro? Wait a minute now, Destro gave me a little bit of impression. So, what are we going to say about the Alley Viper? And I picked the Alley Viper because, first I wanted an army builder, of course. And then, Alley Viper is one of those figures that came in around 89. And the thing I always remember about Alley Viper is I look at it, and I look at it now, and I think to myself, orange and blue should not work together. It's ridiculous coloring, and yet you look at it and it's like, wow, that looks so cool. How does that happen? It goes against so many things I've learned about design and color coordination, and yet it works perfectly. And I've tried to paint miniatures with a similar color scheme, and they never look quite this good. Alley Viper has always looked good. And we've had, in the 3 3/4 line, we've had a bunch of Alley Vipers in different colors. And actually sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but it's always makes you want to go back to that orange and blue scheme, and it's weird. It's like, that's the scheme. I mean, it is, yeah, it's completely messed up for urban combat, but it works. So, Alley Viper is another Viper in a long line of Vipers from Cobra, which includes tons of different specialities. And it was a novel idea to have an army builder with a speciality. If that's a word, speciality. I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm being a jokester. And I always did like this idea, and it helped me build up troops, and you had guys to fight the Joes, etc. So, getting back into the figure itself, he does look good, and usually I'm really cool with the updates. I don't see anything that's really more or less updated about the figure. I mean, it's just really as straight from the original figures you can get. Now, I'm going to say up front, one thing I never got about the original Alley Viper or subsequent Alley Vipers is the face shield. It just comes down in front of the face. How are they supposed to see through that? Now, I know there were a couple Alley Viper masks that had eye holes in them in later releases, but this one always bugged, I always didn't quite understand this about the Alley Viper. So, we're getting down to accessories now. One of the niftier things is this shield can turn rather than it being stuck in a static pose. I really love that feature because it gives you options for posing. One of the things I didn't realize as I was putting it together until much later was you can put a second gun in the shield hand while holding the shield, since that gun will not fit into the right hand. It has to go in the left. So you can have him dual wielding, which is kind of fun and pretty interesting, I think. That knife sheath on the forearm tends to move around a lot, and that's a little annoying, but it's not something I would knock off the figure. And I love the detailing on the sculpt, the pouches and everything, and how, the paint lines, there's some paint detail, and then some of the camo washes over some of that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of very cool. Getting back to accessories, of course the clips come out, and one of the neater pieces of accessories is the grappling hook. You can actually take a piece of string, tie two ends together in those loops, and have a real functioning grappling hook. That's really awesome. Am I gushing over this figure a little bit? Yeah, because he's really cool. He's really awesome. I'm gonna just say it now, I'm really impressed with this figure. So, his articulation is very standard for G.I. Joe classified, which is really good for an action figure. I mean, we got pins in the joints, but it looks really awesome. So, my overall impression here. Hasbro, you finally managed to impress me. I am very impressed with this Alley Viper. It is nice. It is interesting. It's got paint where it needs it, and it just works on many, many, many levels. I really dig this figure. It's really awesome. I'm not going to army build it like some people are, and that's fine if you want to. Don't think I'm trying to influence anything. I'm talking strictly for myself. You know, it's a space issue, really, for me. Because, you know, I can't fit 20 Alley Vipers on my shelf. I just don't have the space. I mean, I have a squad of Alley Vipers in the 3 3/4 inch line. You know, army building is not a big deal to me anymore. It was back then, it's not now. So, yeah. I'm going to go a full 5 stars on this sucker. This is a brilliant, brilliant figure. It's awesome. If you can get one, I highly recommend it. So, what does that mean for classified? I've been looking over the upcoming releases and thinking about it, and I'm going to heavily cherry pick this line. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get any. I'm going to get some. What they are, well, we'll talk about that at another time. You'll hear all about it, I'm sure, if you're following the channel. So, do some quick comparisons here, and Alley Viper just looks great, even with the other figures. So that's what I got. Well, let's compare them to some Marvel Legends. Also compare them to a couple of Black Series. So that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Infinite Realms, and you have a great day.